Happiness comes from the simplicity of the heart. There is a saying in the ancients that the road is the simplest. In today's words, the more true it is, the simpler it is. Mr. Xing Shenzhen, a famous Chinese-American mathematician, has a very interesting law of life in mathematics. One of the important functions of mathematics is to reduce complexity to simplicity. The simplicity of the wise is not because of poverty or lack of content, but a kind of awakening after prosperity, a state of simplicity. The simple process is a process of awakening. From the main road to simplicity, a healthy life must be a life that is complicated and simple. Mr. Wang Yangming has also discussed this point. He thinks that the article should be modest and concise. Not being concise and repeating too much will do more harm than good. Although this sentence is originally about the truth of discussion and composition, it is also the truth of life. There are many pursuits in one's life: a spacious and luxurious apartment, a complete marriage, let children enjoy the best education and become the most promising people. Work hard to strive for higher social status, be able to buy high-end goods and wear expensive leather, keep up with the tide of fashion, never fall behind, and so on. In order to satisfy the inner vanity, you may gradually have a lot before you know it, but you also have a lot of burden. The complexity of life makes life meaningless. In fact, happiness come from the simplicity of the heart. Simplicity makes people quiet, serenity makes people happy. There is a middle-aged man who feels that his life is very heavy and stressful, and wants to find a way to extricate himself. So I went to a Zen master for advice. The Zen master gave him a basket, asked him to carry it on his shoulder, pointed to a rough road ahead and said, "Every time you take a step forward, bend down to pick up a stone, and put it in the basket and see how you feel." The middle-aged man followed the instructions of the Zen master, and after the basket on his back was full of stones, the Zen master asked him how he felt along the way. He replied, "I feel heavier and heavier." The Zen master then said, "Everyone comes into this world with an empty basket. Every time we take a step forward, we pick up something from the world and put it in it, so we feel more and more tired." The middle-aged man asked, "So is there any way to lighten the burden of life?" The Zen master asked him, "Are you willing to give up your fame, wealth, family, career and friends?" The man couldn't answer. The Zen master added, "Everyone's basket is filled with things you have found in this world, but you have picked up too much. If you can't give up some, your life will not be able to afford it. Does it decide your choice now? What is left behind? What is left behind?" The middle-aged man asked the Zen master, "What did you leave behind along the way?" The Zen master laughed and said, "Leave the things outside the body, and leave the things of the heart." People often carry a bag and pick it up as they walk. He picked up countless things he didn't want along the way. When he came across what he really wanted, the bag was full. For most people, fame and fortune is like a pebble in a basket. The more you get, the heavier you walk. On the contrary, it is something of the soul. The more you pretend, the wiser you will be, the more knowledgeable you will be, the easier it will be to feel happy. People in the world are tempted from the outside world all the time. Once they have fame, they can't let go of fame. With money, They can't let go of money with love. They can't let go of love. If they have a career, they can't let go of their career. When you get too many things beyond the carrying capacity of life, what should you do at this time? What to leave behind, what to give up, choice becomes particularly important. If you are not careful, you will bear heavy shackles, but you will pass by happiness. Life will not be plain sailing. 9 times out of 10 unpleasant things, gains and losses along with the fate of what should not be overly demanding. Do not blindly ask for something. Everything in the world turns empty, fame and wealth to the first dream. Think through, people will be transparent. The heart will suddenly be. Fame and wealth is the rope, greed is the rope, jealousy and pettiness are the rope, and some excessive demands are also the rope. There are a lot of ropes that hold us back. Only by getting rid of these ropes can we enjoy real happiness and experience the joy of being a human being. Some people, they are alive, but have no time to be sentimental. They love, but do not know how to interpret love. They are satisfied because they do not expect life to give too much. They are simple and do not have to hide anything in front of others. They may not even know what happiness is, but it is such a simple group of people who are really happy. The reason why people are unhappy is that they cannot live simply. In fact, do not deliberately pursue anything. Do not ask for anything from life. Do not shape your own image for anything. Simplicity itself is a kind of happiness. Live a light, free and easy life. Wang Yangming has been familiar with the 4 books and 5 classics since he was a child, and he also has profound insights into the Neo-Confucianism of Jing and Zhu in the Song dynasty, which are the basis on which he founded the theory of mind. In particular, he has a deeper understanding of Zhu's idea of preserving natural justice and destroying human desire. Once, he passed the Taoist temple and asked a Zen master if he missed his mother. The Zen master thought about it and said with a look of shame, "Yes." So Wang Yangming began to think about the so-called human desire. Everyone has a mother. Why should I feel ashamed when I miss my mother? Isn't that human? From then on, he questioned Zhu's idea of preserving natural justice and destroying human desire, and then made a new interpretation of this statement. He believes that people should reduce, but not increase, reduce their own desires, and there will be more justice between heaven and earth, which is the law of happiness in life. And this law also corresponds to the study of mind. In fact, everything in heaven and earth is the portrayal of the human heart. There is no difference between worry and happiness in the scenery of the world, but there is something else in people's heart, and there is naturally more trouble in the heart. It is much easier to be simple and happy in heart. The moon, sun, wind, mountains and rivers in nature are always the same. The sky and clouds seen by the ancients are the same as the sky and clouds we see now, and what people will see in the future is also this natural world. Although Jiang Yue is the same, but her feelings are different. Happy people are very happy to see the scenery, while miserable people see the same scenery, but they are deeply sad. In fact, this is the care of their own state of mind. In life, many people often ask for trouble and put shackles on themselves, thus making themselves exhausted. No one wants to be bothered by it. To this end, Some people try to relieve unease and pain through alcohol, nicotine and lots of tranquilizers, while others devote most of their energy to eliminating external pain, in order to get a temporary relief, or stay in front of the TV all day and night, and chewing snacks. These methods either paralyze yourself, or bring you another kind of worry, pain or injury. Instead of doing this, you should decompress yourself, and release these shackles so that you can live an easy and happy life. In fact, the pain and sorrow of life are created by the heart. The human heart can be big and small. Pain and sorrow also come from the difference of the human heart. A person with a happy mood will stay away from pain and sorrow. Nyo Hong, minister of the Sui dynasty. In the word Ren, he is not only academically superb and powerful, but also gentle, generous and frugal. Nyo Hong has a younger brother Nyo Bi, so he is not as cautious as his elder brother. Once Nyo Bi got drunk, and shot a cow that Nyo Hong was driving with an arrow. When Nyo Hong came home, his wife greeted him and said, "My brother-in-law shot the cow and killed him." When Nyo Hong heard this, he took it lightly, and said, "Then make beef jerky." After Nyo Hong sat down, his wife mentioned the matter and said, "My brother-in-law shot the cow and killed him." He seemed very anxious and thought it was a big deal, but Nyo Hong casually said, "I already know." As if nothing had happened, he continued to read his book. His wife had to stop saying anything. Feng Menglong, a famous writer in the Ming dynasty, commented on the matter. A cold word swept away how many lips and tongues of women's families in the future. The best way to get rid of the troubles caused by trifles is to relax your mind, and, like Nyo Hong, not to ask about trivial things in boudoir. Most of life's troubles are found by themselves, and most people are used to magnifying trivial things. The moon will be full and missing. People will be reunited and separated. The power of nature, the gains and losses of life. There's no need to care too much. It is easy to be affected by it. We didn't come to this world to look for troubles, so we don't have to spend all our time in sorrow and depression. What's the point of such a life? Happy to run in the dazzling world, in the chaos to find peace, in the frustration to pursue progress, to be a real sense of happiness, so that life can be meaningful and valuable. Each of our bodies is like a small courtyard. The facial features of the face are 5 rooms, and the heart is the hall. If we want to live in a quiet courtyard, we must ensure that the 5 rooms and the hall are in a quiet environment, especially the tranquility of the hall. Peace of mind is the source of peace of all external things, so the heart naturally becomes the head of the facial features, and only when people have a calm heart, what the facial features hear, see, smell and taste can be sweet and happy. In fact, the devil is not outside the heart, the devil is in his own heart. As Wang Yangming said, it is easier to catch a thief in the mountain than to catch a thief in his heart. From this point of view, our enemies are in our hearts, and our troubles and sufferings are all demons in our hearts. And we are the only ones who can subdue them.